what would you say about Kalonzo? Recently, we have seen that Kalonzo has joined the AZIMIO part.
We are happy with Kalonzo coming, but I want to say that Kalonzo must have made that decision long time ago. The problem was Enoch Wambua, Senator, and Dan Mahanzo. You know, sometimes it's good to have mature politicians advising you. I'm not saying they're immature, but maybe courtesy of age on presidential elections, they have never attended any, and they have never advised any person. So when it came like Kalonzo being now advised by Dan Mahanzo, Kalonzo himself is a senior counsel. So by that alone, Kalonzo should advise Dan Mahanzo on legal matters. But we are seeing Dan Mahanzo advising Kalonzo on legal matters. Kalonzo purported that he wanted to run for presidency and appointed Sankuli as the deputy. Legally, that thing was not binding. I've submitted my papers with AZIMIO. And according to AZIMIO contract, or the deal that they signed, you cannot move out of AZIMIO within 6 months to election. It's less than 6 months. You're telling us, I also submitted. For example, what I find so wrong with Kalonzo on this, and I know it was a lie, when Dan Mahanzo and the rest said that Kalonzo had submitted his forms with the Wafula Chebukati, the IBC. It became to a question of principle. Did Kalonzo truly want Raila to be the president? Because you want to be a deputy president. Take a situation Raila appointed Kalonzo as a deputy president. And now, Raila Kalonzo was a ticket being submitted to IBC. Then once you read there, you are being told that the same person also submitted his paper as a presidential aspirant. Maybe you have gone there last day. All of you will be disqualified. One person cannot run and submit 2 papers for 2 positions. So like, what Kalonzo have done well in this election is negotiation. Kalonzo have supporters, and those supporters, their interest, protected interest must be taken care of, well taken care of. And when they are being taken well care of, Kalonzo saw that side, it was not good for us. You have talked about Kalonzo being out of deputy position nomination. But his presidential aspirant, people like Kipchumba Murkomen and Wakili and everyone were there telling Kalonzo that, Kalonzo, you are the best person suited for the deputy presidency. If Raila doesn't give you, go for presidency. We support you to go alone. Because their main aim, they know once Kalonzo joins Raila, is a done deal. But Kalonzo even said during launch that Ndugu Raila and Martha, what a powerful ticket. I'm supporting you, and we have election to win, by his own words. So Kalonzo is a senior politician in the Republic, but was being misadvised by the 2 individuals have said. Because why were those people misadvising it? Our politics are local. Dan Mahanzo and Senator Wambua wanted how they could be elected in Ukambani so that they become hardliners. But Kalonzo, because he had a vision for his people, he had a vision for the country, he's a diplomatic person, he knows what's best for the country. Kalonzo have worked with even Ruto and all these factors. He made a decision of supporting Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga and the wish of the people of Kenya, as have been seen in several instances. All election you have talked. You know, the difference is that this guy talks sense. Only on the side of manifesto, they have decided to run away and bring illusionary things. They are living in some reverie. They are not living with us in this Kenya. They are in some reverie up here that we don't know where they are getting this manifesto. But we are caught them. But Matters policy is talking well. Unlike these other people who are just possessed, we will. Mr. Promise, please fulfill your promises. Mr. Promise, fulfill your promises.
The promise of the people shall be fulfilled on 9th. Okay, according to me, the issue pertaining senior counsel Stephen Kalonzo, there's one thing that Kalonzo doesn't get it right. Kalonzo thinks that he holds Ukambani votes in a bag. So he can threaten to vie, at the same time he can threaten to support. So that's the problem with Kalonzo. He gets it wrong, that sign. So, as Kalonzo is a senior politician in this country. And we as youth, we respect him for that. And we always look forward for his advice, because he's someone that knows the laws and how the constitution very well. So, the issue of him joining AZIMIO, like, if Kalonzo meant well for the people of Republic of Kenya, and he believes that what he has for the people can be achieved through him, and he's the main man, he can be the Moses that can take us to cross with that the Red Sea, he would have gone and submitted his papers as the ticket they promised with Sankul, that they will be in the president. But due to Kalonzo is, as we know him, people always accord him the name Watermelon, because he always blend between everything. He sits on the fence. That's what I've told you. Kalonzo threatens to vie and threatens to support. So he waits. So when you threaten to not to give him what he wants, for him to support you, he threatens to vie. So Kalonzo went on an agreement the moment Oka joined Azimio, and they signed an agreement. And you know, agreement once signed, it has conditions and rules that must be abided to. And when you abide to the rules never gave Kalonzo the right to vie. So even when Kalonzo was, I'll vie, we Kenya Kwanza, we knew it. We knew it because as a student that understands law very well, you should know that when someone is abided to a contract, a contract will never allow you to run away from it. You cannot breach a contract on the way. Once you signed it, you signed to the deal. So that's what we know. So we were just advising, like in case he's given the side of deputy president, we can debunk on Mount Kenya, because on our side we knew that if Kalonzo is given that slot, 100% we'll have Mount Kenya votes, 100%. But due to those also people went ahead and had other consideration, like, okay, there's a certain group, there's a certain region that as votes, what should we do about them? So him joining Azimio, it was a bad thing though, because if he meant good for the nation. Because I know even at my home county, he has supporters who would have voted for him, because Kalonzo as an individual calls a press briefing and talks nicely about economy, about like everything that's nice for the people. And if you believe he can achieve them, Kalonzo will have gone and faced, and now we'll have been having 5 people. Now we'll have not been talking about Ruto and Raila. We'll have been talking about Kalonzo too. But due to Kalonzo fears like, oh, mimi nitakula wapi? Kalonzo is like an uncle who when the people meet in a family gathering, he only waits for the dad to speak so that he can speak afterwards. Your dad to speak. So that's what's happening with Kalonzo. Yeah, jui kita nataka. So amechukua tu watu wakambana nayo kwa bag fulani hapo. We just walk with them anywhere. But we are going to prove him wrong this time round. We have Alfred Mutua.
But the guy have said, thank you. In fact, you have called the name I wanted to call. You have said he had Alfred Mutua. You have said that they are legally binding. Let me call them association, not coalition, because they don't fit in coalition, according to regulations of Kenya. That's why they were cleared as UDA. So, when he talked about the legally binding, even PA and the Alfred Mutua talked about and his party are still in AZIMIO la UMOJA, One Kenya coalition. You don't skip a coalition according to AZIMIO laws 6 months general election. Mutua just left the other day. PA left the other day. So when they're talking that they're legally binding, they should tell us, these people at their camp, as who. It is inconsequential because you are there as an individual. But your party and all your aspirations of your party stands for the opposite. We had the NDC of Mutua's party. When did another NDC meet and directed them that we now go and support Kenya Kwanza as purported? That we now go and support Kenya Kwanza. So you see, like, all these issues that these guys talk about, they're issues that are manufactured. Because if you look at the legal backgrounds and everything, what they're talking about don't exist. So the same way I said Kalonzo never had legal grounds to contest, in the same way Alfred Mutua and Amason Jeffa Kingi had no ground to support William Ruto with their parties. And if I'm lying, let him confirm what was in the nation on Sunday. The parties, there are 11 parties under Kenya Kwanza. There is no PA and there is no Mutua's party. If there are, I'll be proved wrong. I'm talking about gazettement by IEBC, Register of Political Parties. So, sorry, and I need to state it clearly that the Kenya Kwanza affiliate parties include, starting with UDA, the founders were 3. UDA, ANC, and Ford Kenya. Then other parties joined like DP of, how do you call him? The DP from the former speaker, the Speaker of the National Assembly, sorry, Muturi, also joined here. So like, even if you're talking legally and what register of political parties have, these people stand to be lied to. Because even register of political party don't recognize those 2 parties as members of Kenya Kwanza. So we are talking about people that don't even know the regulations, but they brag of knowing the law. You may know the law, but you may read along law.
But according to me, like Amazon, Jeff Kingi, and Alfred Mutua, they are there as individuals. They are mobilizing votes because you see, as an individual, because they found that them as the individual, they are the owners of the party. Eh? They own the party. Yeah, they own the party.
Political parties are owned by the citizens of the Republic of Kenya. Go read Article 38 of the Kenyan Constitution. Go read Article 38 of the Kenyan Constitution and know how parties are formed.
So the aim is...
They're just the drivers of those parties. They're not the owners of those parties.
Okay.
Raila does not own ODM. All of us that subscribe to ODM. All of us that subscribe to AZIMIO. All of us. I'm talking about all of us. English is a problem, but you understand.
No.
All of us that subscribe to these things. All of us. If today, like me, myself, I'm not even in ODM. I'm in DAPK. I subscribe to that party and we own that party. That's why there's something called the NDC. If I own the party, I can make decision on behalf of everyone. So perception of people can be, I own the party. But if NDC revokes my take, if they own the party, why could they not go with members or go with that party? He's saying they own the party, but they are there individually. He also claims they are there individually, but their parties remain the other side and they're owners. If today I own this seat and I'm leaving Rongai, I'm going to another better place, I'll carry my seat to that better place.